Welcome back. WeArEuS, and as sad as I am to say it, we are coming to the end of the game, of the playthrough, of the good times. And I really don't have anything planned for what to play next, because I'm planning to play Crimson Desert when that comes out. But that doesn't come out for, honestly, I don't even know what date it is, so it's anywhere between 5 and 7 days at this point, I think. And again, I really don't have anything to fill the void there. So, yeah, we did that. We still have Galileo's business to take care of, but it seems we're better off going to Centra. There's apparently some really nice builds you can get up to with this, if you don't go with the one I'm using. Okay. I thought it weird that the little platform appeared and she was talking about an elevator, but there was no elevator to be seen. I didn't think about it any more than that, so... I don't know why we would need it. What are they doing over there? Jerking each other off? Oh. I have to do this because otherwise I lose track of which is where, so. Pure white. That was my first impression of the world when I opened my eyes. To be precise, I didn't truly see it, I perceived it. I was confined in an empty room, unable to do anything, with no desire to lift a finger. A voice kept trying, intermittently, to convey something to me. I tried to listen, but I couldn't understand a word. Still, I could sense strong emotional fluctuations from the source of the voice. As it grew impatient, a cylindrical object emerged in the center of the room. Something unknown had intruded into this space of nothingness. I should have been angry, but curiosity about the unfamiliar took over my body first. Almost involuntarily, I reached out and touched the cylinder, only to be met with an electric, tingling sensation throughout my being. I couldn't put a name to it, but I knew then. Whenever my body was harmed in the future, I would remember this very moment. And alongside it, an unfamiliar feeling rose within me. Excitement, anger, fear, or perhaps instinct. I couldn't quite describe it, but one thing was certain. The days of monotony were over. And that excerpt, that entry, more accurately, is titled The Birth. Yeah, I figured something like that might happen. I don't know why, it just felt like something like that might happen. Where did he go? Oh, that was weird. I don't know how that works. I'm sure we'll find out later. That's actually obnoxious. I see. Yeah, we'll keep going left. Understood. I didn't see what Guide had to say. Interesting. Changing your weapon causes you to drop off the wall. Like that. Here. What was up there? Seriously, I did not notice what was up there. Was it at least worth it? Everyone else has been on the floor. Why do you think you deserve to be so special as to hang from the ceiling? Speaking of which, I know I absolutely stopped talking there for at least a good 5 minutes. Let's see. It should be here. The game. More and more cylinders began to appear around me, their types increasing from 1 to 3. To avoid confusion, I learned to distinguish them by color. Stay away from the red cylinders. Touching them causes varying degrees of harm. The blue cylinders shoot projectiles, but there's a fixed interval between each shot. The green cylinders can repair my body, but their brief effect is rather easy to miss. At first, I struggled just to evade them, but then I could handle them with ease. Playing with the cylinders became the highlight of my day, a rare source of engagement in this empty room. Dodging incoming cylinders with agility and earning rewards without taking damage. It fills me with a nameless sensation. Since the cylinders followed a certain pattern, I needed a way to record it. The interval between games, I call it an hour. The duration of the green cylinder's effect, I call it a minute. The firing interval of the blue cylinders, I call it a second. Whenever that sound echoed through the room, the game ended. I still didn't understand what it meant, but by matching frequent sounds and tones with the speaker's intent, I could sometimes guess what they were trying to say. However, more than anything, I wanted to understand those words. Before that, I might need to know how to speak. I might need to learn how to speak. What is understanding without the ability to respond? Hold on. Like there might be another entry somewhere. Special relativity. Okay, so I got separated from the guide and lost my way in a strange room. When I finally found my way out, the guide said I'd been missing for quite a while. To me, it felt like we were apart less than half an hour, but its tone suggested much longer. The guide explained that time flows more slowly in that room, maybe tens of thousands of times more slowly. Though I was only inside briefly, a long time had passed outside. Well, even though it tried to explain it in a simple way, I still didn't really get it. Besides, the campus looked just the same as when I got lost, so I didn't think much of it. I see. Alright, let's do it. Okay. I disagree with that. Okay. There's something above us, too. The founding era marks the location of uncollected life jade shards, chronopetals, temporal coils, artificial gems, and memo cards on the map. I mean, it's not hard to get in here. That's a pretty big one, actually. And it's a simple shape to fit in as well. So I would have to get rid of this. Yeah, I could be okay with that. I mean, it's not giving us damage, but defense is pretty good. I mean, it would be a hassle to go about doing that now, but soon. Whoa. Actually, we can go this way. The umbrella wants us to go the opposite direction, so we don't do that. I accidentally used the weapon swap into, or the morph attack into the umbrella spear and got the parry. Accidentally. And it felt so good. It really did. Vocalization was an entirely new attempt for me, one that demanded a deeper understanding of my own body. After numerous tests, I gradually grasped the extent of my abilities. Striking the walls or stomping the floor produced sound, but those tones were dull and hard to control. The voice of the speaker carried rhythm and nuance, something impossible to achieve through mere impact. I tried again and again, but only managed a drier like whoosh. Then, one time, I finally produced a slightly different sound. I hadn't done anything special, just circulated air inside my body, where before I had been forcefully expelling it. If I could form one syllable, then with slight adjustments, I could surely create new ones. After that, it would all come down to practice. I'll go ahead and read this first. Name. Juliet. Juliet. It's the president. It's the president. I told you to use an honorific. But you aren't Juliet. Fine. So what do you want? I want a name. A name? Why? I don't know. I just do. Then pick one yourself from the books I gave you. I want you to give me one. What difference does that make? The books say children get their names from family. But I'm not your family. Then where is my family? You've got me there. I've never met them. Who gave you your name, Juliet? Don't know. Names aren't a big deal anyway. I made a disappointed face. I'd read that human children do this when they don't get what they want. Alright, fine. You win. I'll give you a name. Yay! I held up a V sign without a flicker of emotion. It is said to be a victory gesture. And just so you know, I'm not good at naming. Anything from you is fine. Let me think. How about Alice? Too ordinary. It's a classic name that fits any hero. I want something special. Then Beatrice? Special enough, no? Don't like it. Why? It's a beautiful name. It's hard to say and hard to remember. Don't be so picky, will you? What about Dorothy? Easy to say, nice to hear, and it has meaning. What now? The main character in this book has that name too. I held up the picture book, the Wizard of Oz next to me. Let me make sure I didn't lose track of who was saying it. Yeah, I kept track of it properly. You want me to make up a name? I can't come up with anything fancy. Anything from you is fine. Well, Eggshell, Egg, Jade, Tama. I'll call you Kotama. And I'm not changing it again. Kotama. Okay, I like it. It's just a name. What makes you so happy? And then I remembered where I was in reality outside of that. And narrowly avoided taking damage. How do you like that, buddy? I hate it here. I just hate it here so much. This room. Migrating to an uncharted planet is not only a time-intensive endeavor, but also demands significant human resources, yet neither poses a problem for Carmel. The four academies will contribute their specialized expertise to provide the technical foundation necessary for the success of this grand initiative. The Art Academy will develop long-term voyage and hibernation pods equipped with remote control capabilities, allowing individuals in cryosleep to operate robotic units for self-defense. The Biology Academy will construct self-sustaining ecological systems within the spacecraft and lead planetary environmental engineering. The Aerospace Academy will design and manufacture semi-perpetual engines for interstellar vessels and develop defensive cruisers. The Architecture Academy will oversee infrastructure construction and resource extraction operations on the target planet. All technologies listed are based on chronofluid science, making mastery of chronofluid the key to the plan's success. If progress remains on track, the project is scheduled to officially launch by the Centennial Celebration, which is, for those of you who might not get what Centennial means, the 100-year anniversary. So, Carmel has been out here for at least 100 years. And if we remember what PE said, was it PE? I'm pretty sure it was PE that said it. No. It was something else. No, it was an entry in the that same section for lore. Apparently there was a student who liked cherry juice, I think it was. Yeah, it was some sort of machine that Kotama came across at some point. And it was talking to her about a student that used to come by every day for cherry juice, but it hadn't seen the student in, I think it said 10,000 years? I'll leave you with that. I don't like that at all. Based on what I'm hearing, those two are not the only pillars involved in this entire thing. Well, that was simple enough. I'm stuck here. Okay, since we have to do this anyway, we may as well, make this part of the recording, right? So, since I sent myself back to the train in order to preserve my sanity, I decided to go ahead and put on the old era, or the founding era, that's what it was called, and see what I had missed. Now, I know for a fact that we are missing 4 memo cards in the wild, which means, well, first things first, there was only 1 memo card pointed out, and the artificial gems remain marked on the map as soon as you find them. So it didn't really help with that. But I put this on anyway, and it showed me just 1 memo card in a hidden section that I haven't been to. I want you to understand that particular detail. Just 1 memo card. But we're missing 3 or 4 in total. I know we get the final character memo card from Galileo, so I'm not worried about that. As soon as I get the next umbrella, we can head back and talk to her. Get her on the train. As I was going about trying to get to... So let me show you the map. This is where it is. In between these, right there. So obviously it's from one of these 2 sides that we access it, right? Obviously. So I went to the Biology Academy. I wanted to stop by the Fishhead gang, see if I could find out how many of them might be left, because it occurred to me, everyone else is on the train except for the Fishhead gang. Which I suspect means if I can't get them on the train, I don't get the best ending. I mean, I'm assuming there's only going to be 2, at least. One where you don't save the girls, and one where you do. And I want to save the Fishhead gang. I mean, I'm pretty sure the other version of the Fishhead gang that were being dickheads are on the train. So, well, I don't know. Maybe I'm assuming they're on the train. I haven't been through where I remember them being, which is, where do we fight sailfish? Not that way. Here. Yeah, I haven't been that way in a long time, so I don't know if those girls are still there or not. I also don't know where sailfish is. So there's that too, now that I think about it. Maybe I should put a marker there. Anyway, I was thinking about the rogue fishhead gang members as well. And I went to the biology section, as you saw, Academy, and I tried the wall, no dice. I did find an interesting glitch where there's a very slight patch of ground right next to the mushroom you jump on to go up, and you can just stand there. Now, you can't attack or anything because she'll take a step forward. Not even with this weapon, because obviously. But with any other weapon, she'll take a step forward and then you get spiked. And I don't imagine it was intentional. Because, I mean, again, there's no wall there to break, so. Right, this one. So now our objective is to go... I know this area above us doesn't have a breakable wall, and I'm pretty sure I've tested every single wall along the path we've taken. What the fricker? It's not like I have anyone to blame. Oh, that was obvious, wasn't it? Basically, you just strike the figure that comes out of the bust and use the heavy attack on it. What? Hold on. I could have sworn. Didn't I just see damage numbers over here? Okay, I didn't expect that. The student work exhibition room. Oh, I see. Oh, with the founding era demo card, I did try traveling to another academy. I figured maybe it would have a limited radius. So I tried going to the train station in another academy. And no, nothing that I could see, which is weird. Because, again, even though I have the map, for this area, like all of the others, there are places that the map just doesn't show that you have to find your way into. So explain to me why this memo card shows up, but none of the other 3 that remain everywhere else throughout the Academy aren't shown. That's weird business, brother. Yeah, there we go. Ah. I hate all of this. Another expansion. Hold on. This one. No, it just says memo cards. Neither mentions expansions or anything, just memo cards. And I didn't even notice this wall on the way up, though I think it's understandable why, right? I disagree with that. I see it. I only would have seen it. I wouldn't have seen it otherwise, I should say, if I hadn't lured him over here. Chronofluid report, time bubbles. A time bubble is a specialized space created through the manipulation of chronofluid. Depending on its application, these bubbles can manifest as time stasis, time acceleration, or time deceleration. Following in-depth research on chronofluid, we have also developed the technology to generate time loop bubbles. If utilized effectively, this looping property could theoretically allow infinite trial and error turning any outcome to our advantage, like a coin toss that always lands on heads. However, the critical limitation is that only chrono beings can move freely within such spaces while retaining memory. Human memories reset with each cycle, no experience is preserved, and the same obstacles are encountered repeatedly. Thus, it is necessary to create controllable chrono beings to act as intermediaries in these environments. Juliet, can I become a student too? Why not? Juliet answered without hesitation. With my presidential privileges, forging an identity is a simple matter. Really? But I only said it's possible. But I only said it's possible. That doesn't mean I'll help you. What do you mean? I've never been good at reading between the lines. Do you know what the duty of a student is? Duty? What a student is supposed to do? Make friends. That's a line from a manga, isn't it? What I want is your own idea. If I can't answer, I can't become a student. Someone who can't even voice their own dreams would only drift through their school days. I won't allow such a person into Carmel. Why are you so set on becoming a student anyway? I'm not really sure. Then I have a proposal. Why not become an exchange student instead? An exchange student? Exactly. Become an exchange student. Stand out in the Carmel Star election, and if you succeed, you might just find your answer along the way. Wait, hold on. Okay, that's just stuff for the character, not the info. Okay. As much... No, we actually have to go this way, don't we? I disagree with that result. So I would literally have to break or blow up its chrono fluid. Blow up the chrono fluid on it in order to get the shield to then eat the damage from whatever the frick that is. Okay, sure, whatever. I don't know what entry that's going to be. Wait, how the frick would you even... Huh? Yeah, that doesn't... I don't understand this space here. And it's not the only space like that either, by the way. There are a couple of those in this area that make no goddamn sense whatsoever. Alright, I mean, since we're here, right? I mean, I know it's been an hour. Wait. No, I messed up. We aren't supposed to do this. We need to go talk to Galileo. Well, that took a bit longer than it should have. I've organized all the info you've brought in. You're absolutely awesome. I'll find the perfect moment to publish it in the school paper. It's going to blow everyone's minds. I mean, we're talking about aliens here. An actual alien is living among us. That's as exciting as it gets. I really appreciate all the information you've shared with me. Help yourself to anything you like from my collection. Just give me your votes. Folks, are you also aiming for that caramel star thing? Huh? Just realizing it now? Well, I never saw you as someone interested in that. Quite the surprise. Sure thing. If you need votes, I'm on board. Despite my offbeat style, I actually have quite a few supporters. But I'm not a fan of elections, so those votes are pretty useless to me. And so, we have acquired the final character-based memo card, Celestial Observation. It allows fluid detonation to be triggered by liquid dash, which is actually pretty freaking cool. Now see, that could replace the one that grants us the shield when we detonate the chrono fluid. But I still think that the shield itself is better, because the chrono fluid detonation doesn't interrupt boss animations, so having that shield could be the difference between winning a boss fight and narrowly losing, or narrowly winning it and most likely losing it. If my playthrough is anything to go by, I mean. But still not. We need the fish head gang. And I don't know where the rest of those girls are. Well, it's high time I made a trip to Arcadia after all this while. How will you make your way out? Not a problem. I cracked those disciplinary supervisors' traps a while back. It's just so peaceful here, that's why I've been sticking around. Let's catch up again on the train. She's a little insane. I like it. So maybe the good ending, or at least the best ending, is more related to the votes, which themselves is related to how many of the girls you can get onto for the disparate groups in this game. You can get onto Arcadia. And like I said before, the only remaining one is the Fishhead gang. Why am I doing this the hard way? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. We've gotten a lot of the... Is she going to be on this? No, she'll probably be on this other side here. No, frick, we don't even have all of the goddamn cats either, and they give votes as well. Yeah, she's over here, like I thought. Okay, so that means she, Galileo specifically, will be up here somewhere. There she is. Have you heard about those star children? Basically, they're a group who are convinced they came from other planets. I did some investigation, and it turns out they're just regular students. I mean, real aliens wouldn't exactly be broadcasting their true identities, right? Trying to see if there's... See, I did it again. I double dashed. And I don't know what causes that. Also, I did check and the president is still missing, so I know what that means. It means I was right all along, and that those particular thumbnails were a bit of a spoiler. It looks like some of the girls that were just projections are now physical beings. I'm tempted to go for the liquid dash one, but that's something that's on cooldown, whereas that never is. Now, having the liquid dash blow up chrono fluid would actually be tremendously valuable, but I like the shield a little bit more. They're both pretty good in their own way, but the shield covers bases I can't really plan for. Oh, you came at the perfect time. This film has been in my collection for years. As promised, it's yours now. I never imagined... Wow. I got as far as manage visually before I realized I'd gotten ahead of myself. So I ended up mixing those two words. I never imagined you'd actually manage to bring so many students on board. Everyone is eagerly anticipating your rise as the new Carmel star. Jeez. Wow, that's bungled. Don't let her go. In a specialized academy for prodigies, two girls have a wild dream to perform at a rock festival. They recruit 3 like-minded fellow students, forming a 5-member band. By day, they're model students, but by night, they're a full-blown garbage... I thought it said garbage band. They're a full-blown garage band, practicing in a deserted campus warehouse. But as the festival approaches, their secret is discovered by the principal, forcing the band to the brink of dissolution. Caught between conformity and passion, these young women now face a defining choice about their future. I'm the president. I'm sure we'll give that a 9 out of 10. Wait. Oh, right. I came over here to academies. I actually do want to talk to her one last time before we end the video. Now, yes, with it being my day off, I could simply just go to the boss fight, finish the game, and let that be that. Because I know the next video is just going to be that boss fight, and it'll be whatever's left of the story to reveal, show what ending we got. And that'll be that. By the way, I don't think we got any votes from the president, right? That probably would have required getting all of the film, though, which I haven't done because my map isn't filled out quite as thoroughly as it could be. As you can see, we are at a paltry 93%, 93.5%, but halves don't matter. A paltry 93% of the map explored, which means there are so very many little side rooms that we have missed. Little entrances we could have gooped into, and I kind of do want to come over here again. I also want to visit the Sailfish Arena. Anyway, that is going to do it for us today. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. We will be back tomorrow with what is probably going to be the last episode. I might, like with Neo, I need to actually get back to playing that game, by the way. Like with Mio, I actually want the good ending. So I'm probably going to put in some effort behind the scenes in order to find where the girls are, or find the last remaining fish head members, and try to get them on board as well. Because I would imagine, given how many of them there are, they should have enough votes to get us over 50. Though we probably might end up needing all of the films in order to get the remaining percentage from the president, which would have been nice to have before she disappeared. But what can you do? How was I supposed to know she was going to up and disappear? I mean, I had my suspicions, but I didn't think she'd actually just be gone from the train. That's kind of annoying. I've got a film. What am I supposed to do now? Well, we could actually go see. I don't imagine I can turn that in without her there. Yeah. Oh, that eats boogers. Nevertheless, that is it. I'm not intending whatsoever to extend this beyond like multiple episodes just to buy time until Crimson Desert comes out. That's not possible. It's too far out, and this game is too close to being over. So, for now, I'm going to just go ahead, finish the game, and I suspect there won't be a new game plus, but it'll just send me back to the oldest or the most recent save, or let me load the most recent save. So I can then go from there to wandering the entire goddamn map trying to find out where these girls are, which is going to suck, but that's the bed I've chosen to lie in, because I want the good ending. With Mio, the bad ending was super sad. So sad, in fact, it motivated me to actually go and find want to find the true ending, or at least the good ending. So I'm going to do that as well, as I've said multiple times now, and throughout the entirety of this play. Well, I've mentioned it several other times through this game's playthrough, but for now, that is an issue for another time. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.